Magandang araw sa lahat. Atin ang pag-aralan ang Quarter 1, Week 6 sa Mathematics 9 at ito ay ang Quadratic Inequalities. Pero bago ang lahat, atin munang alamin ang mga objectives sa aralin na ito. Number 1, illustrates quadratic inequalities. Number 2, illustrate the solution set on the number line. Number 3, solves quadratic inequalities. And number 4, solves problem involving quadratic inequalities. Halina at atin ang pag-aralan ang quadratic inequalities. A quadratic inequalities in one variable is an inequality that contains polynomial whose highest exponent is 2. So, ibig sabihin, dito sa quadratic inequalities, ang pinakamataas pa ring exponent is squared. Now, the general forms are the following, where a, b, and c are real numbers with a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 0. So, ito yung pamantayan natin sa a. Si a daw ay dapat all positive numbers and hindi pwedeng mag-equal sa 0. Next, these are the general forms of quadratic inequalities. Meron tayong 4. Okay, ano ang mapapansin nyo sa ating general forms? Or ano ang pinagkaiba niya sa quadratic equation? Yes, tama kayo nang nakikita. Gumamit tayo dito ng inequality symbols, katulad ng greater than, ayan o, less than or equal, less than or greater than or equal. So this time, ito yung ating gagamiting general forms. Atin naman tukuyin kung ang mga given na naririto ay quadratic inequalities or not. Atin ang alamin. Number 1, we have x squared minus x minus 6. Ito ba ay quadratic inequality or hindi? Tama. So, ito ay hindi quadratic inequality. Bakit? Una sa lahat, hindi siya gumamit ng inequality symbol. So, pwede niyang isulat ay greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay? So, wala siyang symbol para sa inequalities. Number 2, we have 3x squared minus 4x minus 7 is equal to 0. Ito ba ay quadratic inequality or hindi? Very good. Tama uli kayo. So, ito ay hindi quadratic inequality. Bakit? Dahil gumamit siya ng equal sign. Ang given sa number 2 ay matatawag nating quadratic equation. Number 3, we have quantity x minus 4 and quantity x minus 2 is greater than 0. Matatawag ba natin siyang quadratic inequality or hindi? So, kung mapapansin natin sa example, siya ay gumamit ng inequality symbol na greater than. Pero may nakikita ba tayong squared or yung degree 2 niya sa taas? Wala. Pero kung ating isosolve gamit ang FOIL method, makikita natin siya na, let us try, x squared. X times x is x squared. Then x times negative 2 is negative 2x. Then, negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Then, negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. It's greater than 0. So, kung ating isi-simplify, yan ay x squared minus 6x plus 8 is greater than 0. Yes. So, etong ating naging sagot para sa number 3 after we use FOIL method, yan ay quadratic inequalities. Okay, number 4, we have x squared minus 8x minus 16 is less than or equal to 0. Quadratic inequality ba siya or hindi? Very good. So, that is quadratic inequality. Bakit? Kasi gumamit siya ng inequality symbol na less than or equal, then ang kanyang highest degree ordered is 2 or meron siyang squared. Atin namang i-illustrate ang solution set gamit ang number line. But of course, we need to consider yung mga symbol or inequality symbols na ating gagamitin. Now, for example, if you use less than or greater than, ang ating gagamiting circle ay hollow. So, yun yung walang shade sa loob and the critical points are not included. Now, if you use naman ay greater than or equal or less than or equal, ang circle na ating gagamitin ay solid circle. Yun yung may shade sa loob. And the critical points are included. Okay? So, sa number 1, ang given natin ay x is less than negative 1. So, since gumamit tayo ng less than, hollow circle ang ating gagamitin. Then, hanapin na natin kaagad si negative 1. So, yan, si negative 1. Okay? At ano ba yung mga numbers na mas maliit daw sa negative 1? Tama, that is negative 2, negative 3, and so on. Yun yung ating i-shade na line. Then, number 2, we have x is less than or equal negative 1. So, since tayo ay gumamit dito ng less than or equal, solid circle ang ating gagamitin. So, hanapin na natin si negative 1. Ayun. Then, ano ba yung mga numbers na mas maliit or equal sa negative 1? Correct. So, that is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. Number 3, we have x is greater than or equal to 3. So, ano daw yung, gumamit tayo dito ng, ayan, greater than or equal sign. Then, that is solid circle. No? So, ano ba, asan ba yung number 3? Yan. Okay. And ano daw yung mga number na mas malaki or equal sa positive 3? So, that is 3, 4, 5, and so on. Then, here in number 4, we have x is greater than. So, hollow circle ito. Then, negative 4. Yan. Ano yung mga numbers na mas malaki sa negative 4? And that is negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and so on. This time naman, gamit ang number line, ay susulat natin ang inequality. So, dito sa number 1, okay, so, saan ba yung kanyang hollow circle na katapat? Yes, tama, sa 0. So, since we use yung variable x, yun na rin ang ating gagamitin. So, lagay mo lang dyan, x and 0. So, ano ba yung inequality symbol na gagamitin natin? Is it less than, greater than, less than or equal, or greater than equal? Now, since hollow circle yung ginamit natin, so, ang pagpipilian lang naman natin ay greater than or less than. And since papuntang right, yung kanyang shaded sa line, yan ay greater than. So, ibig sabihin lang na kapag papunta siya sa left, yun ay less than. Okay, so number 2, we have x and sa nakatapat, yung hollow circle niya sa negative 3. And yung shaded niya ay papuntang left, so that is less than. Okay, so number 3, so kung mapapansin nyo, ang ginamit ay solid circle, so that is greater than or equal, or less than or equal. So, since papunta siya sa left, less than siya, so less than equal siya. Less than or equal to 4. Then, number 4, we have x. And, sa nakatapat yung hollow circle sa negative 4. And, ang shaded niya ay papuntang right, so that is greater than or equal. So, ganun lang mag-write ng inequality gamit naman ang number line. So, dito naman, i-state natin whether the given is quadratic inequality in one variable or not. So, we will translate it into mathematical symbol para makita kung siya nga ay quadratic inequality or hindi. So, number 1, we have 4 more than thrice number is greater than 40. So, paano ba natin siya isusulat? So, we have 3x plus 4 and greater than 40. So, dito pa lang makikita natin na siya ay hindi quadratic inequality since hindi tayo gumamit ng squared sa taas. Walang squared sa taas. Okay? And although gumamit tayo ng inequality symbol. So, this is not quadratic inequality. This is linear inequality. Okay na. Next, number 2. we have the length of the floor is 8 meter longer than its width and the area is greater than 20 square meter. So, the length daw is 8 meter longer than its width. And alam naman natin na ang area ay length times W is equal to A. And if we substitute it, we have W plus 8 and W for the width is greater than 20, which is our A. Now, if we use distribution, we have W squared plus 8W is greater than 20. So, we can see here that this is quadratic inequality. Why? We use inequality symbol here and ang ating highest degree is 2. Okay? So, yan. Quadratic inequality siya. Next, number 3, the width of a rectangular plot is 5 meter less than its length. So, ang width natin ay length minus 5 and its area is 84. So, if we substitute it into the formula of the area of rectangle, we have 84 is equal to L minus 5. And dito pa lang, kahit i-substitute natin, ang ginamit niya ay equal sign. So, hindi siya quadratic inequality. Okay? Ayan, let us find solution set of 3x squared minus 3x minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So, first is to copy the given. Then, instead na inequality symbol ang aking gagamitin, I will use equal sign. Okay? So, kung ako ang tatanungin, factoring ang aking gagamitin dito para makuha yung aking final answer. Pero pwede nyo rin gamitin yung quadratic formula. Okay? So, gawin na natin. So, we have 3x plus 6 and x minus minus 3. Burahin natin. Okay, minus 3 is equal to 0. Then, equate natin siya both ng 0. So, we have 3x plus 6 is equal to 0 and x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then, dito, gamit tayo ng subtraction property of equality. Transpose na natin si positive 6 sa kabila. So, we have negative 6. Then, we will use the division property of equality. We divide both sides by 3 to get the value of x. So, we have negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. Dito naman sa kabila, use addition property of equality. So, we have positive 3. Ayan. Yung dalawa yung nakuha natin. And since negative 2 and 3 are in the critical point, so, we use less than or equal. So, we can write it like this. Negative 2 is x is greater than or equal to negative 2, but less than or equal to positive 3. So, this is the last example na gagawin ko. Pero ito naman ay halos katulad dun sa module nyo. Binago ko lang yung mga given niya. No, so the length of the pathway is 50 meters longer than its width. So, dun sa length natin, pwede na natin isulat na W plus 50. And there is greater than 300 square meters. Now, you will cover the pathway with deco stones. What will be the possible dimension of the pathway? So, alam naman natin na ang area ay length times W. So, greater than, ang area natin ay 300. Okay? So, ang length natin ay W plus 50. Then, yung width natin ay width lang siya is greater than 300. Okay? So, instead na ang gamitin natin ay inequality, i-equate natin siya or gamit tayo ng equal sign para ma-solve natin siya. Okay? So, this time, pwede na natin gamitin yung distribution method. So, yan. We simplify it as W squared plus 50W minus 300 equals 0. So, na-equate ko siya kaagad. Wala pa pala. Okay, equals 0. Okay, so this time, gagamit tayo ng subtraction property of equality. Inverse natin siya sa kabila. Of course, don't forget to change the sign. Ayan, minus 300 is equal to 0. Now, this time, ang aking gagamitin ay quadratic formula. So, gamitin lang natin cx is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, first na ating gagawin ay syempre kunin natin yung value ni a, b, and c. So, ang value ni a is 1, si b ay 50, at si c ay negative 300. Okay? So, this time, pwede na natin substitute. We have x is equal to negative b is 50 plus minus b squared is 50 squared minus 4. Ang a natin ay 1 and ang c ay negative 300. All over 2, ang a natin ay 1. So, simplify lang natin na i-simplify. We have 50. Simplify muna natin yung loob. 50 squared is 2,500. Minus or plus, kasi dalawa. Negative 4 times 1 times negative 300 is 1,200. All over 2. Yan. So, we have, simplify natin yung loob. 3,700 all over 2. And the square root of 3,700 is 60.83 all over 2. So, yan yung ating gagawin. Okay, so lipat lang tayo sa another page para pagpatuloy yung ating computation. So, hope na inyong na-screenshot. So, we have 50 plus minus 60.83 all over 2. So, yan ay, gamitin na natin, solve na natin ng magkaiba. So, we have x, paghiwalayin na natin, negative 50, dito yung plus 60.83 all over 2. And dito naman sa kabila, yung minus 60.83 all over 2. Yan, atin lang i-simplify para makuha na natin yung pinakadulo. So, we have 50 plus 60.83 is, pagka sinimplify natin, all over 2 is 5.41. Okay, 5. Then, this one ay negative 50 minus 60.83 all over 2 is negative 55.415. Now, this time, ano ang ating gagamitin? Kasi actually, our x is our width. Okay? So, ano ang gagamitin natin sa kanila? Is it 5.415 or negative 55.415? Yes, that's correct. So, ito yung ating gagamitin. Kasi ito yung positive number since we are talking about real-life situation here. No, wala namang metrong negative. So, puro positive. Okay, so our width is 5.415. And our length, since length, our length is equal to width plus 50. So, 415 plus 50 is 55.415 meters. Ayan. Okay, ang ating area daw ay greater than 300 square meter. So, mas malaki daw sa 300 square meter. Kaya, masasabi natin na ang width natin ay dapat greater than sa 5.415. Ito yung pinaka-critical point natin. Then, ang ating length ay greater than naman sa 55.415 meters. Okay? So, this is our answer.